Nothing gets done unless you do it. Like literally just a couple days ago, I had like a giant pile of clothes just like over there and just in the corner. You could probably look as well. You probably also have like a big pile of clothes or a big pile of books or whatever the fuck just in the corner. Why? And then I just thought to myself, like just yesterday when I was cleaning up, like, this is only going to get done if I do it. Nobody else is going to do this for me. And sure, like, we're so used to our parents coming in our rooms and being like, oh yeah, I'll clean it up for you. Oh yeah, I'll put your clothes in the wash bin or whatever. But it's like, at a certain point, they just stop doing that. And I'm pretty sure that for the rest of your life, your parents are not going to be around and they're not going to be able to do that. And so that's only going to get done if you do it. It's not going to get done if you just like sit there and just procrastinate on it. You're just like, oh no, I'll just do it tomorrow. What? No. Come on. You gotta have higher standards for yourself than that. You can't just be sitting there in your room, in your black computer chair, being like, oh yeah, I have this big, gigantic pile of clothes in the corner. My trash bin's like pretty full. Oh, I'll just do it tomorrow. I'll just clean up tomorrow. Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. Oh, I don't even need to make my bed. Like, I'll jump into it, like, at night anyways, and that's fine. If you have that mentality, then that's going to start to seep into other parts of your life. You're going to start to skip reps in the gym. You're going to start to be like, oh, I don't need to, record the extra video today. Oh, no, I don't feel like it. Oh, no, I could do these extra 10 problems of this worksheet. Oh, I'm just not going to. That's fine. These things, they start to seep in, and the little things add up. Like, the little things, they really, really do add up. And the work doesn't care about how you feel. The work doesn't care about anything. The work doesn't care if you got 2 hours of sleep. The work doesn't care if, you didn't do your biohacking morning routine or whatever the fuck. Well, the only thing the work cares about is getting done. That's it. Doesn't care about anything else. It only cares about getting it done. So you just have to get the work done. Like, it's not going to happen unless you do it. Nobody's going to record videos for you. Nobody's going to go to the gym for you. Nobody's going to do those homework problems that you have to do. Nobody's going to do that for you. Only you can do that for yourself. It's really that simple. You're going to have to do that even when you don't feel like it. You're going to have to use discipline to even do the small things. Because, like, right now, like, you think discipline is just going to the gym. No, that's not what discipline is. At a certain point, like, you actually like training, you want to go to the gym. Like, when you're starting out, yeah, you have to use discipline to go to the gym because, it's hard or whatever. But at a certain point, it's like you just start to enjoy it. And so then you don't even need discipline for it. Discipline is not just doing hard work. That's not what discipline is. Discipline is doing something that you don't feel like doing. It's taking out the trash bag even though you don't feel like it. It's picking up that piece of clothing that's on the floor. That that's not a big deal, I guess. Like, really, it's not a big deal. Like, one piece of clothing on the floor, it's not that much of a big deal. But discipline is about picking it up and putting it where it's supposed to be. It's about making your bed first thing in the morning, even when you don't feel like it. You know why all those, like, success gurus or whatever the fuck say, oh yeah, make sure the first thing you do when you wake up, you should make your bed. It's like, it's not like when you make your bed, there's suddenly just going to be cash in your bank account. But it's that when you make your bed, you start to take more responsibility and you start to, like, increase your discipline. You just gain like a couple like XP in the discipline skill and the responsibility skill when you just do that simple thing. It seems like, I know it seems like quite small, like the small things of just taking out the trash bag, of just picking that piece of clothing that's on the floor, just pick it up and put it where it's supposed to be. Those things might seem really, really small and insignificant, but they do add up. And if you don't do them, if you have this small dick mindset of like, oh yeah, I'll pick it up later. Oh yeah, I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to do that. Then there's going to be another version of you out there somewhere who would have actually just done it. Who would have thought, you know what, like, it takes like a couple minutes at most. Like, let me just pick it up, just put it in that bin. Let me just take the trash out real quick. Let me just make my bed. It only takes like 20 seconds. It's these small micro things that are not going to get done unless you do them. You gotta have higher standards for yourself, because if you don't have higher standards for yourself, if you let that piece of clothing just sit on the floor, if you let your trash bin just start to fill up and fill up over days and weeks, suddenly it just starts overflowing with God knows what. And when you start to let that happen, that starts to seep into other parts of your life. Like, you know what I mean? Then when you're in the gym and you know you have to do 10 reps, and on the 6th rep, it feels like really, really hard. Like on like that 6th rep of bench press feels really, really hard to push through. And then you're just like, oh, you know, it's fine. Like 6 reps is fine. No, dude, like you got to get the other 4. You've got 4 more in the tank. You're stopping at 6. Take like a couple seconds rest, but you got to get 10 reps on this movement. You got to get 10 reps. But here you are just falling short, just stopping at 6. Why? Because it's just a little bit uncomfortable. You're going to have to use discipline for these things, because it's the small things that have a huge impact. There's a saying that's called death by 1,000 cuts. Is that like the warrior or whatever the fuck? I don't really remember this that well. But it's like the warrior like doesn't die from like one big slash. He dies from like 10, like 1,000 just tiny little cuts. And that's what this is. Every time you add a piece of clothing onto that one piece that you just left on the floor, you just added one cut. Every time you put that tissue in the little bin, every time after you finish fapping, that's one cut that you've added. How many cuts are you adding each and every day? 100? Maybe you already have just like thousands of cuts built up. And the next thing you know, like a couple weeks later, there's a huge pile of clothes that you now have to deal with. Your trash bin's overflowing, and now you have to like pick it up off the floor. It's these small things. Like it's like, and nobody's gonna do them for you. Yeah, you know, sure, your parents are gonna come in, like maybe like, you know, you like hire a maid or something, fine. But the majority of the time that you're alive, most likely nobody's gonna do this for you. And right now we're in a lucky position because we've got parents. We've got parents who are gonna do these things for us. We got parents who are gonna tell us, hey, pick that up, hey, like stop leaving your room a mess. Like, come on. Like, we're lucky to have those people, but eventually, like, they're not gonna be there. And you're gonna have to be the one to do that work. So it's not gonna get done. But like either way, even if your parents tell you, chances are they're probably not gonna do it for you. They're probably not gonna pick it up. And so the work doesn't get done unless you do it. You have to do the work, whatever that is, whatever that means to you. You just got to go do it. Nobody's going to do it for you. I'm not going to do it for you. Your parents are not going to do it for you. Your friends are not. Like, nobody's going to do that for you. Only you can do it. Nobody's going to record videos for me. Like, there's not some like random I mean, there probably is, but there's not some like random doppelganger who's going to come to my house and be like, oh yeah, sure, bro, I'll record videos for you. Like, no, nobody's going to do this for me. Nobody's going to go to the gym for me. It's me who has to do the work. And so it's going to be you who has to do that work. Even those small things, because they really do add up. Like, trust me when I say, like, you've had this happen before, you know, like when you put a piece of clothing down. Like, I know I keep saying this, but you need to hear this, because you need to increase your standards. You need to have higher standards, because if you have low standards for how you live, if you have low standards, that just starts to seep into other parts of your life, and you just start to like develop this shitty habit. And so you remember how you used to develop shitty habits, didn't you? All the shitty habits that you develop of eating shit food, of playing video games, of fapping 6 times a day. Those were all shitty habits that you developed, and they fucked up your life, didn't they? Because it's the small things. And so if you develop a habit of not cleaning up, of not dressing well, of not like, you know, grooming yourself or whatever, if you keep up the habit, of just not brushing your teeth, not like scraping your tongue, not like taking a shower when you wake up, if you keep developing that habit, suddenly you're gonna start to cut corners in the gym. You're gonna start to cut corners in your business, in school. How are you gonna make real progress when you keep cutting corners? You can't cut corners. You want to make real progress, you can't cut corners, you can't be lazy. And so you can't develop this lazy mentality. And so you have to do the work. Nobody else can do it for you. It's only you. Hope this video helped you, bro. Take care.